Hey there, happy Wellness Wednesday to you. Hope you had a great day. Today was fascinating, as all days seem to be, as the doctor whisperer. So I titled today, Doctors Do Best When Seeing Patients. Don't you agree? Only because I'm always fascinated by what they get involved with. Today I was scheduled to meet with one of my clients, and he's a plastic surgeon. And he's been doing it for so long, and he's great at what he does. And that's why I have a little extra makeup on today. You can almost gauge what I'm doing by the amount of makeup I might have on. So I have eyeshadow on. That usually means I'm seeing somebody in the aesthetic world because they like that. Anyway, I digress. So why do I say this? Well, I had this discussion with him today about his staff. I just took a look at a lot of the job descriptions and did a comparison of all of them. And it was, well, a lot of them had very similar job descriptions. Interesting, right? So we were having this discussion and I was giving him some honest feedback, which I enjoy doing so much. I always have to say the tough things. And I told him about the fact, I brought him back to why he started doing what he does for a living, right? I like to do that. Let's talk about when you went to med school. Why did you go to med school? What were your dreams? What was your vision? And then we talk about what they do now. And a lot of it, when a doctor owns a business, a practice, or manages one, or whatever the case is, they're very involved in the business. Instead of they're still seeing patients, but they're very involved in the business. So he was telling me a story about how he wanted to hire somebody. He was telling me all about her and, what her job experience was. And I said, I'm sorry, did you say that you were thinking of hiring someone? Don't you have like an operations manager and like another type of manager? None of them know what their title is, and their titles don't match what they do. So I guess regardless, I said, what are you doing hiring? I said, well, so what is your history on hiring people? He's like, oh, I'm really bad at it. Okay, doc. So maybe you shouldn't do that. Just saying. Maybe you should leave that to somebody else because you are really great at plastic surgery. I know because I've read your reviews and people think you're really good. You've been doing it a long time. You'd probably be best served doing that. And I understand when you own a business, it's very difficult to stay out of the way. But really, knowing what you're good at is best when you own a company. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm really bad at. And I'm sure my husband would agree, and people in my life that know me would agree. My old boss, I just left him. I met him at a coffee shop at the end of the day. He texted me, said, I'm over here having coffee. I said, all right, doc, I'm coming to see you. And we laughed about the old days. And about how the same problems occur, right? It's usually about staff and HR issues, but he stays out of that way and sees patients. And hopefully I was a piece of that. Anyway, it's fascinating to me that doctors today think that they are best served getting involved with the business. Like I said, I have empathy. I understand when you own a business that you want to be involved, you're making the decisions, and you're normally cutting the check, right? But if you have people on your team that you trust, you should let them do their job because that's what they're best at. Like I said, I know what I'm really good at, and I know what I'm really bad at. And then I went, downstairs, and two of the girls caught me on the way out, and they were asking me a question, and I said, don't worry, girls, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you guys and get some feedback because I'm sure you have some that will help us grow the business and get the word out about this wonderful facility that's in the most magnificent place in Tampa Bay. So don't worry, I'll be back. And then one of them said, oh, you're like Tabitha. Oh, I was so excited to hear that because Tabitha Salon Makeover is what I made my business. Like that was the vision. I saw it on TV. I was like, that's me. Except she goes into hair salons and I go into doctor's offices. I think I've talked about it before on one of the vlogs, but today was a fascinating day. Every day is a fascinating day in the medical world for me. I am constantly smiling because I can't even believe the conversations that I have. Oh, they're quite entertaining. So I hope you had a good day. And I hope if you are a doctor and you're watching this, trust your team. And if you don't trust your team, you need a new team. That's it. Have a great night.